for joining us for our very first episode of Real Basketball Moms of 757. We're two moms based out of Virginia Beach, Virginia, that have daughters that play AAU basketball.
Our goal with this podcast is to share with you our journey, raising student athletes and living this lifestyle, because basketball is a way of life for us. We eat, sleep, and breathe basketball year round.
So let's start with some introductions. My name is Carrie. I'm Cameron's mom. When I'm not living this life, I like art and being able to use my creativity to make beautiful things.
And you do. Oh, and I'm Jenay, mother to Morgan, Mimi, as I like to call her. I'm a nurse by profession, basketball mom 24/7. My schedule literally revolves around my kid. And that's basically it, because I don't have any hobbies. This is my hobby. This is the hobby. And what about you, young ladies?
Okay, I'm Cameron. I'm 12. My number's 30. I play the wing. My favorite food is sushi. My favorite subject in school is social studies. I want to be an environmental engineer. And my favorite quote is, "Those who matter don't mind, and those who mind don't matter."
I like it.
My name is Morgan. I'm 12. I'm number 32, and I play small forward. My favorite food is shrimp, but I also like all foods because it's the best. And I like science, and my aspiration in life is to be a marine biologist. And yeah.
That's about it.
Okay.
So let's start at the very beginning. How did we become basketball moms?
So maybe, maybe it would be best to say how our girls got into basketball, which I guess in turn made us basketball moms. So, girls.
You want to give it from your perspective?
My perspective, oh goodness. So we were at the field house, and I was going to try out volleyball, but I got really nervous, and I was just on there on the side watching. And then one of the coaches comes up to me and is like, "Hey, you play basketball?" I was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "You should go try out for the Neptunes." I was like, "Cool." And my dad, and he was like, "It's AAU." And my dad was like, "Oh, this is going to be real hard. It's going to be real hard. It's not going to be nothing like you've done before." And he low-key kind of set me out.
Psyched you out to not
Yeah.
want to do it.
But you did.
I did.
And that was fourth grade.
We wouldn't be here.
Right.
I did
That
it.
was fourth grade.
What about you?
Mimi?
Well, I started in rec ball for about 4 years. 3 years. 4. 3. 3 years. And then most of the team for my rec ball, they went into the Neptunes for tryouts. So we just kind of went along with them. And most of them actually left. Like, a lot of them left and went for other teams. But I'm really the only one that stayed at the Neptunes. So now I'm here. But for in the beginning, I didn't like AAU, and then I just kind of kept with it. And
Why didn't you like it?
the coach, and we had Coach Chi at first, so it was kind of I didn't really like her. But then Coach Gritty came. I remember the first practice I saw him too. It was at some gym. We saw
That church.
Yeah, that church gym.
That was the day my account got hacked and I lost all my money. I remember that day very clearly.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, but I remember when you started, there was a lot of times where you would leave practice in tears because it was so it is a different culture.
Yeah, it's really
It's
different.
different. You have to have the mindset, both the parents and the children, to be able to adapt to and definitely commit to AAU.
Huge commitment. I think we learned the hard way, because when we first got started, waking up on Saturday mornings, it was kind of like, oh, today we're not going to go. I don't feel like going. You feel like going? Just go back to bed. So I think after a while, we kind of said, look, if we're going to really do this,
We need to really do
we
it.
really need to do this. So that's kind of what I guess got me in gear to help her get in gear.
Right.
That's hard too.
So for anyone that's considering AAU, there's some things that I wish I knew ahead of time.
What?
So basically, life as you know it is over.
Over.
Completely over. The time commitment is not like rec ball at all. And the season is never really over.
No, ever. Well, we get a break in the holidays and then maybe
2
weeks.
in the summertime.
Yeah, there's 2 weeks off in the summer, and then it starts. Next season is starting, and then you're right back at it. There's it's never over.
No.
But for our team, we have like trainings in the summertime, so it's really never ever really over.
Yeah.
Ever.
But that helps.
Yeah.
It helps. It keeps you girls consistent, and you don't get that backslide. And then also hearing from other people in the AU community of other programs. So, for example, now you girls are doing Future League
In training, I
and
say.
training, yeah. And whereas last year they participated in that 3-on-3 program through the church, that was a really good program too.
So, we haven't mentioned it. Save your vacation time because it's all going to basketball.
Oh, PTO, sick time.
Let's see, the next 3 weekends. We're looking forward to this weekend. We'll be in Hampton at the Blue Williams Sportsplex for the Widowmaker tournament, and that's all weekend.
All weekend.
The following weekend, we have another tournament, the Elite 64. And then the weekend after that, we are going to Pennsylvania for nationals.
No, that's not nationals yet.
Is it not? What
I
is
thought we have two nationals. It's two nationals. Pennsylvania and DC.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't. I just thought that
the
was
U.S. Junior Nationals. Something.
And then the DC.
And then DC is also
a
national.
Oh, okay.
So it's
big time.
they're definitely putting their talent on display.
Because we're in like 3 showcases. Was it 3? It was 2 in Richmond, and then it was the one at ODU. So that's 3.
Yeah, 3.
Yeah,
3 showcases.
So, in addition, you have to be ready for the financial commitment because that's no joke. So make sure you have a good fundraising coordinator, whatever team you decide to join.
Yeah.
Because that definitely helps, and people are willing to pay.
Yep, they are, especially little girls. We kind of put y'all on the corner.
Okay, that sounds bad.
Yeah, I kind of.
And I think in this area, we have such a huge basketball community.
Yeah, we do.
That everyone is really supportive and willing. If you ask for help, it's there. You just have to be willing to ask.
Yeah.
Sing for it, dance for it.
Basically.
Right.
Cash App. We'll leave that in the comments.
Right.
No. But your team does become your family.
Yeah, definitely a family.
I mean, you and I, we've been friends since they started.
Yep.
It was the same year that they both started. And I think the relationship that these girls have is really important. Even you have your friends at school, you have your family or whatever, but your team they are like sisters.
Yeah. Me personally, I prefer that my daughter stay with other kids who have same common goals.
Absolutely. Because they don't have a lot of downtime. They can't get in trouble.
And encouragement, the likeness of what they have going on, when you have friends who have things to lose, they're kind of not focused,
Right. And I think all these girls have the same end goal. They want to go to college. They want to play ball in college. I mean, because I always ask any friends that Cameron talks about is, do they play a sport?
Right.
What are they doing? Because if you just come home and do nothing, then I feel like you're up to no good. And that may be because that's what I did. I played softball, but I didn't play travel. Mm-hmm. I just played rec ball. So it was just, here's your season and it's over and then you can do whatever you want. Right. Where now they don't have an option. And I think because they started so young, they don't know any different. Mm-mm. And they expect, like, if I don't have practice or something to do today, then let's get up, let's get out the house. We got to get moving. So I think that's definitely something they'll carry with them into adulthood.
It's definitely life lessons that go in this. Last season, at the end of last season, I remember we went to McDonald's. We were staying in, was it McDonald's or Chick-fil-A or somewhere? We were staying in line. And Mimi says, aka Morgan, she says to me, "Mom, do we have practice tomorrow?" I said, "No, baby, you don't have practice for another 2 weeks." And she started crying.
That was at
Aldi's. Started crying in the store. And I'm like, what is wrong? Because she's so used to, getting up on Saturday mornings. We're up every Saturday morning, 6:30 in the morning, getting ready for practice or a game or whatever. And it's like instilled in them. It's what they know. And then when you don't have it anymore, you think, okay, well, we get a break, but you don't want to just not do nothing.
Right.
You're so accustomed to doing it. And I like that. I like the fact that our girls are busy. I like that they have something to look forward to. It gives us something to look forward to.
Right. Because at first I wasn't really a fan, but now I look forward to the time that we spend together. I sit at practice, one, because I want to see what's happening, because I think that matters.
It does.
But I also have a friendship with all the other mothers and families really, because some of the dads are there. Let's not leave the basketball dads out.
Basketball dads matter.
But it is like they are your family, they are your friends. These are people you spend the most time with. So it really makes a difference.
And I will say that the Neptune organization, the most I hear from other people are positive things. Even though our parents, we can be a little aggressive, when it comes to games and yelling and hooting and hollering, because we pay the money and I pay to do all this hollering and stuff. But,
you are the queen.
Yeah, you know it.
She wears the crown. If you're a ref, I'm sorry that you ever have to ref our games.
Oh well.
But no.
But we do we've gotten gotten closer. But what sticks out to me is that it shows to other teams. Red Tide, a couple of Red Tide parents, which is another AAU organization out of Virginia Beach, Virginia. Shout out 757. But they've said on several occasions, you girls, the whole organization, y'all just really do look like a family. When y'all come in, we can just really tell, like, there goes those Neptunes.
Because we roll deep.
Deep.
We match everything.
Everything.
Yeah.
It's a way of life. We really chose it as a way of life, and we have to show that through our commitment so that the girls understand,
right, that
we're just as committed too. And I think that makes a big difference when they see how committed their parents are to this.
Absolutely. Yeah. And it sounds cliche, but it's really enjoy the process, because there are going to be days when you wish your kid would quit. There are going to be days when your kid is begging you to quit, but you have to stick. If your child really wants to play basketball, like, AAU is where you need to be, and you have to stick with it, because there were plenty of days you came home crying, but it was like, no, we signed up for this. You made a commitment. You're going to finish it, because it's not about basketball all the time.
No.
Like, if you commit to something, you finish it.
That's right. It's a life lesson.
And luckily, you decided that you loved it. And even now, you've been injured for the last 9 weeks, but you're still at practice. Yeah. We still travel. We go to the tournaments, because it's become such a huge part of her life that she's lost without it. Yeah. And really, I would be too, if we just were disappeared for those last 2 months.
I think that's important. When a player is injured and they can't actively participate in a game or practice, I think it is very important for them to still be around, because they're still abreast of what's going on.
Yeah, absolutely. And sports psychology is a real thing. Like, it will change. I think would change her demeanor if I took it away from her. Yeah. And she wants to be there. So why would I say no? Like, it's not anybody's fault that she got hurt. Right. But at the same time, it's like, you made a commitment to your team, so you're going to show up.
I agree. So, I think anybody who is looking to put their child in AAU, any type of sport, not just basketball, but they really do need to do their research. Yeah. I think what stuck out to me when we actually looked, because your take on how you ended up in AAU is a little different from mine. At the end of the AAU season, I do remember one of the other moms had looked into 2 different teams and sent that to me. The first one was Red Tide. I didn't like what I saw on the website. It was like, you got to try out, you got to schedule a tryout. I'm like, that sounds a little too formal. My kid's only how old were you at the time? Like 8 or 9. It was a little much, for it to. I felt that was too much pressure. Understand the capacity of AAU, but once I reached out to, Coach T, which I think the only reason why you didn't really care too much for her is because she was very harsh. She was very stern. She wanted what she wanted.
And I was still new. Yeah, I was so new to this, so maybe if I had a little bit more experience in AAU, then I might have been better acclimated. But
you had to start somewhere.
Yeah,
and that was a good start. I think we were the way the stars fell. The way things happen, we ended up with a wonderful coach, and not to take that from Coach T, because I think she is an excellent coach.
She is an excellent coach, and I think it was good to get Cameron acclimated to this environment. Right. She is an amazing coach, and her team is doing outstanding things because she's still coaching for the Neptunes. Yes. She's coaching the high school girls. But I think that the delivery was a little much for 8-year-olds.
Yes.
So, but shout out to Coach T, because she is an awesome coach.
She really is.
And I hope for you, like, you get a chance to play with her again because she is such a great coach.
She really is.
Not to take away from Grady, because we never want to lose Grady, but
Yeah, we're very lucky to have.
We have a good pool of coaches, so that we would be. I don't think I'd be upset if you played for any of them, because just like the Neptunes gets people who are committed and families that are committed. Like if you're not all in, I don't think this is the place for you.
And they drop like flies. And you can see the ones that just go. They're like, oh, and they make excuses. Oh, my kid's not getting enough playing time. And I feel like that's the thing that a lot of parents miss.
Yeah.
You know, you pay for this. Yes, this is something you pay for. But you have to make your kids understand that when they go to practice and they do this, they have to put in that work. Yeah. Your money is not going to make them play.
You have to earn your playing time. You have to earn it's up to you.
It really is.
So when you go to practice, what do you focus on?
Just most of the time, Coach Grady says that practice is the competition. You have to work to beat your other teammates on the court. Y'all are family. Y'all are a team. You have to work together. But in practice, it's everyone for themselves. So
no holds barred.
So you have to work to beat the next person. If you're in second, beat the first person. If you're in third, beat the second person. It's not.
Never settle for being last.
Yeah, never settle for being last. Yeah. For me, I think my motivation during practice is, what is it? Motivation is that how you practice is how you play. Mm-hmm. And I want to show out when I'm playing. I want people to know that I'm the best player out there. I carry my team. So I go out in practice. Just so I'm used to that, and it becomes second nature. So by the time I get on the court, I'm balling.
Balling.
Well, pace yourself, baby, because you kind of got a little knee issue.
But bottom line, I do want to say this. Bottom line with all of this AAU basketball is to get these girls a full ride scholarship for college. Doesn't have to be D1. Doesn't have to be the best school. I don't think either one of you are looking to play in the WNBA. Mm-hmm. But to me, I feel like if my daughter graduates from college debt-free, this was all worth it.
Absolutely.
That is a huge problem for a lot of kids who go to school. They're taught growing up, oh, you have to go to college, but they take out all these loans and they go to school. By the time they graduate, they have to pay back these loans. And then the money that they're making, it's okay money, but you're broke because you have to pay back money that you borrow for your education.
That's the boat that I'm in right now.
Yeah.
Like I have a lot of student loans. Mm-hmm. I started school late. My 1 year off turned into 10, but that's not relevant. But it is. But you had to take, in my situation, I had to take out student loans to be able to afford to go to school. And I don't want that for you. Mm-hmm. So if you're going to play basketball anyway, because you love it, why not have the same goal?
Right.
And I think that's something we're blessed that our coaches have the same mentality. I think he gets everybody that he can into school. Mm-hmm. And that's what we're playing for. And he makes it known right now, even in middle school, that these girls, that's your ultimate goal.
Yes. And that's very important. We're very lucky to be a part of the Neptunes organization. I think a lot of people who do come and decide to stay, they enjoy it. Yeah, they do. Especially if they've experienced other teams. Excuse me. I think the ones whose mindset is more based on the amount of playing time, they're not looking at it the right way.
No, they really aren't. They're in it for all the wrong reasons. Yeah. And at this point, none of us, I say us because I feel like I'm part of the team too, are like the D1 whatever players. Like they're not Elizabeth Williams or Megan Walker yet.
They get there.
They have the potential, but this is what they're working for.
That's right. Who do you like to watch basketball? Like big players. Who's your favorite player?
Like in professional leagues?
Sorry, like who do you see, like you want to say, okay, I see this person, let me try to mimic their game, or, I want to be able to do things like this person?
Honestly, there's no one person. Like, it's honestly just like social media in general. Like I follow a lot of hashtags like overtime, stuff like that.
YouTube generation.
It's not even Instagram. So
Instagram generation.
I follow a lot of those kind of websites, like, and seeing all the moves other teams are doing and other things, and seeing what they do and how effective the move is, or how the mentality on the court is, or the attitude. It just makes me want to do it. But if I were to say one person, I'd probably pick Draymond Green because I like his attitude on the court.
He's a bit of a bully.
Yeah, and I like it. I like that.
I know another bully.
And you, man?
Me, it's been this person for the longest, but Megan Walker. This is gonna be my answer until somebody else comes around. But right now, it's Megan Walker.
UConn.
Huh?
Who she play for now?
UConn.
She's gone.
And luckily, y'all got to meet her
Yeah.
at Boo before she went off.
I did.
Did you meet her?
No.
I don't know if she
Oh.
did it, but I know I did.
Is.
Oh.
No idea. That
She
is.
was the number one
No.
player.
Yeah.
Number one high school player last year. This was her freshman year.
What school does she play for?
Monacan?
Yeah.
She's from Richmond area. But Cap City. She coached Cap City.
Oh, okay. I remember now. Okay.
But it was, and I will say this about Megan. Rod had said something to her that, can you take a picture with my daughter? And she waited back and she was so humble and she was so nice to Cam. And it was just she's actually a dope player, but she's also just a genuine good human being. She's so nice.
That's what I hope. I hope that through you girls' experiences, you'll want to give back, like a lot of the older girls do. I do notice, in practices, girls who've gone off to college, they come back. And I think that helps. Your projection on life. Okay, they're doing this. This is where I'm trying to get to, and just the fact that they're wanting to share their experiences or help in your pathway. I think that's important.
Well, and you guys are role models too, because the younger Neptune teams.
Oh yeah,
the baby Neptune.
They're gonna be better than us one day. They are because McKenna, Bree, they're gonna be
Okay, Bree is the beast.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, it's second grade, right?
She's so cute. She is such a cute.
But they look up to the real Lady Neptune because they look up to y'all. So I think it's a good thing because even already at 12 years old, both y'all are already role models. Mm-hmm. So if you have that now and you see that, then you'll carry that with you as you grow older.
And know the importance of being one. And then you pay attention to what you're doing and how you're acting and how things are coming across, And
your presence on social media, because coaches are going to see it. Recruiters are going to see it. It matters how you project yourself.
All of that is important.
But these are life lessons that our kids are getting from AAU basketball. It is so much bigger than basketball.
It is. It really is. I can't lie. I look forward to seeing all of the Neptune parents. I think most times when we go to practice, I'm more excited to go sit and talk to, the parents. Even though I do pay attention to what's going on, the plays, the older we get, the plays get a little more complicated for me to understand because I knew Candy. I knew that play.
I remember Candy.
And now they got X and all this other stuff.
Invert.
The coach is texting you videos, so make sure you know it.
Yeah.
But, hey, I'm just there for the snacks.
That's right. The snacks and the drinks, because we do have fun as parents. Last year we did a lot of tailgating outside because that's another thing. I'm gonna let you know now. You have to pay not only for your kid to play, but you got to pay to watch them.
Yep.
So it doesn't matter what capacity, whether they're in middle school or playing AU, you're coming out your pocket. Just to even go to practice, take them to practice, you're paying for them to do that. But when it's time for them to play a game, we know we're getting ready to be broke just this weekend, just to go to Boo Williams.
Yeah, but it's worth the sacrifice because you love it. So you like it, I love it.
And I do. It's important. On a scale from 1 to 10, how would you rank basketball in your life of importance?
11.
Yeah.
I do it every day, Mom.
11,
every day.
Every single day. Training, You have games, like
As of now, you got one day off,
one day.
Yeah.
which is
Today, Friday.
which really ain't a day off now because we're doing a podcast.
But
No days off.
I had a whole day off because I didn't go to school today. So
Don't be telling people that. It makes me look like an irresponsible mother.
okay, I was sick this morning.
That sounds better.
Okay, then.
We are on Instagram, Real Basketball Mom 757. That's Instagram. These girls have Instagrams as well.
I like this.
So thank you all. We'll see you next time.
Bye.